Hey, everybody, Colin Plume, and we're at the podcast for Millionaire Tips. And we're talking today everything crypto. And, listen, everybody talks about Bitcoin, and it's on all the financial news, and probably just Ethereum, I would say, gets the most talked about. Even on our platform, My Digital Money, I would say what are we trending right now? Around 40 or 50% Bitcoin in terms of?
Yeah, I'd say about 50%.
50%, and also a high percentage in Ethereum. And so altcoins, people love them, people hate them. Obviously, we know there's ways that people, can profit substantially out of the altcoin market. But, the thing that we always talk about with crypto and the underlying reason that business owners are interested and people believe the future is, what is the utility? What are these things? What are they going to be able to do? Like, besides the price, besides the adoption in terms of currency, what can some of these altcoins do? What do they do? And so I just wanted to go over, and obviously we're not giving any financial advice, and these are just our personal opinions on cryptocurrencies and things that we like. But Johnny, what's your top 2-3 crypto altcoins that, and tell me, sort of why you're interested in these and why you think they could help to kind of change the world.
Yeah, that's a really good question and a really good stamp on that end of there. Change the world is really what I'm about here with crypto, and that's why we're here, right? So my top two, we'll say top two, and these are the ones that we offer on the platform. And we have Zcash, which is a currency, a cryptocurrency. It's meant for transactions of monetary value, but it preserves privacy in a way that most cryptocurrencies do not. So that's one misconception that a lot of people have, is that, cryptocurrencies are all anonymous, and it's actually everything but anonymous. They're pretty easily tracked, pretty easily traced, and now with Bitcoin ordinals, especially on Bitcoin channel, we're talking about altcoins, but that makes it so you can, find where each individual Satoshi goes at any given.
So you can track, most cryptos are you can track who is the sender and who is the receiver pretty much anywhere in the world at this point on most of them.
Yeah.
But you're saying Zcash figured out a way to keep it sort of private, right?
Yeah, it's a bit more private. It's not completely private, but it does maintain some privacy there in transacting, because the different wallet addresses versus having a specific identity attached to the wallet addresses. Zcash is a good one. One of my favorite altcoins that, hasn't really done much in the way of performance over the past few years is Basic Attention Token. When Brave browser first came around, I thought that they had a pretty groundbreaking idea at the time, because now we can all clearly see how important data is. Like looking at ChatGPT, how do you think that thing was trained? With everybody's data, right? So Basic Attention Token is a token that was intended to have the user of the Brave browser paid for the data that they give to the third-party advertisers. So, when you click the accept cookies or do not accept cookies, with Brave browser, you can actually accept the cookies and get paid in Basic Attention Token, for giving your data out, or for participating.
So they're watching you as you're on the search engine, and then based on you giving that up, you get paid as a user. So you're consenting to what we're all basically consenting to every day, and whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
But at least we get something kind of coming back our way.
Yeah.
In terms of that. So if you are searching for, a baseball glove or something, and they, obviously can sell that data to marketers, they sort of send a little bit of that back your way. Whereas Google's made a fortune on this. All these places have made a fortune. This is sort of a way for people to take back and profit some from their search.
Right. Yeah.
Is that the idea?
Absolutely.
But the coin has not done well, unfortunately.
It's not done well. I mean, it's remained relatively low in value in USD, but I think it could be a bit more robust in the way that they take advantage of this potential to really get users paid for in exchange for their data. But as we might see that.
What do you think will make it go up?
It could be any number of things. Basic Attention Token, the concept behind how it works.
You own any of it?
I do actually. I do. I use Brave browser, so I just kind of accumulated over time.
Oh,
It
you
just-
do? You use the browser?
Yeah.
I've never used that one. Yeah, that's interesting though.
It's a good browser. It's got your Tor browser already built in it that you can use. It's a bit more privacy, I would say, conscious than say like a Google Chrome.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah.
that doesn't say.
Everything is
Yeah, privacy is a bit tough.
You
one,
know,
but,
a
these
browser
days.
that through marketing and stuff we've seen a lot of is DuckDuckGo.
Oh yeah.
DuckDuckGo is really interesting because it's pretty small market share, but it's been growing substantially. And they sort of, and I don't know if they are, but they sort of claim you have some more privacy there with DuckDuckGo. And I think when they started, that was sort of the same idea, is that they were the alter ego of Google and all these other ones that are selling your data.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I think the concept is good. I wonder if people have given up on the idea that they have any privacy. That might be the only problem.
For the most part, man. I mean, I do whenever I'm online doing anything. I'm just thinking like, well, someone's probably looking, or if they're not looking, if they need to anytime in the future, they can just could. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's the scariest thing about some of the things that we built out there is just the availability of that data and how they can watch us. What's your least favorite coin?
My least favorite coin.
Yeah,
Well, I'd say I don't want to take Guy's idea, but dang it, I have to kind of
what
say.
about Ethereum? You like Ethereum Classic?
So okay, there we'll go with those. So
Okay.
Ethereum Classic. So the coins that have had hard forks, and say Ethereum, for example, when they went through the Ethereum hard fork before, when Ethereum was still proof of work, they moved from Ethereum Classic, which is the very first Ethereum, to Ethereum. And those tokens just kind of sit on the exchanges. The only utility that they offer are for traders to use in their trading strategies to increase their Bitcoin or Ethereum holdings or dollar holdings. So they really don't provide any actual value other than a financial instrument to help increase holdings or decrease if you're not a good trader. But
It's almost like you got a dividend in that crypto, and what do you do with that dividend? But it's not really meant to be anything else, right? In a way.
yeah,
Bitcoin Classic, you'd say same.
Bitcoin Classic or Bitcoin Cash.
Bitcoin Cash. I'm sorry.
Bitcoin Cash. So Bitcoin Cash is a great idea. So Bitcoin, it's actually the only truly functioning decentralized cryptocurrency out there. Everything else has caveats. Everything else. Bitcoin is actually functional. Actually does what it says, and it does it how it says. And the Lightning Network is necessary to be able to increase transaction speed, be able to send transactions in high volumes of transactions to be able to get processed, because the Bitcoin blockchain is pretty slow, right? But it's meant to be a store of value, not necessarily a day-to-day currency exchange network. So Bitcoin Cash is on the Lightning Network, and that offers a bit higher throughput. So you could use it for something to be able to use as a medium of exchange and daily transactions. But yeah, my least favorite would be probably all the we'll say zombie tokens, zombie cryptocurrencies, right? Like a business goes out of business, but their stocks are still available for purchase. That's exactly what Ethereum is.
Yeah.
Ethereum Classic.
Yeah. Well, Bed Bath & Beyond might be the next one happening here. Guy, you're
Just heard about that.
you're up.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm so I used
got
to
great
love going
towels.
in those and carrying those 47 coupons in a bag.
Yeah.
I mean, the good old days are gone. Guy, what's your favorite sort of altcoins? And again, we're not giving any financial advice, it's personal
nothing.
opinions,
Yeah.
and based on our what we believe. So,
Yeah. So my favorite ones have more to do with utility than the price. I tend to go for more infrastructure oriented tokens because we're really early in the whole Web3 adoption. And
Spoken like an engineer.
right. So I think like right now we're investing, right? And
yeah.
so there's a lot of infrastructure being built that it might not gain traction in terms of value until we get more adoption.
Right. Sure.
But I
Good
think it's
point.
very important, these infrastructure
Good
tokens.
point.
So LivePeer is one of them because it has utility of streaming, but in a decentralized way. Right, so it's a decentralized streaming network. So you can participate in, processing videos for streaming and make money off of that. So it gives opportunities to the masses to earn some, to earn some income and participate in a more decentralized streaming service than like, let's say, YouTube or some other one, right?
So it's like the YouTube of the blockchain.
Yeah. And and then the other one, so let me choose. This is kind of
I know you like Ethereum, but I said you can't say Ethereum.
Yeah,
so.
and by the way, LivePeer operates on Ethereum
Yeah.
too. So because Ethereum just switched over to proof of stake, now they've laid the groundwork for scalability.
Right.
When they do the next upgrade, that's going to really allow Ethereum to scale, and then you can have
Sharding.
with sharding. So then you can have something like a decentralized YouTube, right? Because LivePeer would probably run into that issue where you can't really scale.
Yeah, there's got to be a centralized component, to be able to scale.
So I think the upgrade of Ethereum enables LivePeer in the future to scale.
You're gonna say Chainlink is your next favorite because that's
Yeah.
I like.
I like Chainlink.
We all like
too.
Chainlink.
And on all fairness of this, I am invested in Chainlink.
Same.
So I want to be out in front of that and say that I've put my money where.
Yeah, you don't want to get sued by the SEC.
Exactly.
This is not a financial
Yeah,
advice.
not
nothing
a
financial advice.
Yeah, and Chainlink is a good example because it's part of the what I was talking about, the infrastructure. It provides data to the blockchain in a decentralized way. Instead of just having a centralized oracle that gives data to a smart contract, you have this network that gives data to a smart contract in a decentralized way. So you're maintaining the whole decentralized nature of the network. So that's a good infrastructure example.
How far down is Chainlink from its peak? 90%, at least.
Pretty far.
Pretty far.
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of the altcoins obviously got beat up in the crypto winter that extended pretty long.
Yeah.
What's your least favorite guy in terms of altcoins that are?
So I tend to stay away from meme coins just because I'm a big believer in some kind of utility instead of just price fluctuating based on marketing gimmicks and social media
Amen.
and all that. So I tend to stay away from Dogecoin. I'm a big fan of Elon Musk, so no knock on him, but there's currently not a lot of utility there, so I stay away from it.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, I think the people that are going to be in this for a long time are thinking rationally about what's going to survive. That's the thing about altcoins that I always think, what will survive?
Yeah.
What can they do? And, I think the altcoins that we presented, they present an opportunity for consumers to profit. And that's what makes it sort of interesting, or building an infrastructure there that is more efficient, right?
And then the more important part of that is you're going from Web 2 to Web 3 where users now own their data.
Right.
That's the big kind of takeaway from what blockchain enables, right? Is it allows us to get away from this, what's called surveillance capitalism and actually benefit from our own data and not have these big central tech companies basically be the gatekeepers, right? And that benefits everyone. It's good for users of applications because there's a lot more competition, right? So you're not beholden to just one company.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yep.
Well, I'm surprised nobody mentioned XRP. So can I just ask? Do you think after everything that they have been through, do you think they're still worth investing in? Oh, and also, can you just for those that are listening who don't understand what they actually do, can somebody please explain the basics of what they do, and do you think that they're still worth investing in?
What do you think, Johnny? You want to dabble that?
Well, again, none of this is financial advice. But, XRP Ripple, the company Ripple, XRP would be the cryptocurrency that we're talking about. It's been around for a bit. So anybody that's been interested or around the cryptocurrency space since at least, we'll say 2016, we all refer to XRP as the banker's coin, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with bankers, don't get me wrong, but it's...
I disagree with you. I'm going to say that. There's a lot to say.
Trying to stay neutral there.
Well, listen, everybody hits banks. I don't think you need to stay neutral.
Well, that's the whole thing behind cryptocurrencies, right? So XRP, previously, it was a completely centralized blockchain. It just happened to be a blockchain, digital asset that was used solely for financial monetary transactions. Now, what it did do that was very positive is it reduced the cost of, say, remittance payments or sending money across the globe significantly. It really did provide some help there, but it kept all of the control in a small group of people, in their hands. And now they did try to do something, or they didn't try, they did it. The blockchain was upgraded and it became a bit more of a decentralized blockchain, which is kind of what's holding them up in court right now. So XRP, without a doubt, without a question, was definitely a security in the beginning. But when they upgraded, their blockchain, things, it's a bit more unclear. It's a bit more foggy. But, in terms of its function, I mean, it could be a perfect substitute for a digital dollar, right? So it marks all those checks in the boxes almost perfectly. They can inflate the amount of XRP, they can deflate the amount of XRP, but it is built on a blockchain. So, you can trust large settlements, almost instantly versus now, it has to go through the SWIFT payment. And also too, I mean, we're in the midst of this, ISO 222, which is really the biggest upgrade to our global financial infrastructure in history. So moving everything, and we'll just say, to keep it simple, from an analog system to a completely digital system where things will be able to settle instantly. I mean, the Fed now is starting the Federal Reserve is starting their Fed Now this summer, which should be instant settlement for large transactions. I mean, over the next few years, we're going to see quite a bit of changes in how we transact value between each other on a daily basis.
I do think that instant settlement's gonna hurt the banks.
I do too. Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously we know big part of bank profit is floating.
Yeah.
And holding cash or whatever they're holding. So I think that's even more of a reason that people should be a little bit. I know we joked and you're trying to stay neutral, but banks are not in a good position right now.
No.
There's 4,700 banking institutions in the country. There's 400 right now that are in a similar situation of potentially getting downgraded, that also had large investments in some of the securities that brought, SVB and the other banks down. So the banking industry is in trouble.
Especially smaller banks.
Yeah. Guy, what do you think? Do you agree with Johnny that XRP was a security and is now not a security? I feel like you said that like very firmly, John. I don't know if everybody sort of agrees on that. I don't know what Guy's take is.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on like at what point you're talking about, right? I mean, everything starts out centralized.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that they were a security for very long. But again, it's a moot point because the definition of what a security is
it's gonna need to be updated.
Yeah, I don't think just applying the Howey test is enough.
Right. Yeah, because there's more to it now.
Yeah, way more to it. It's a very simple way to look at it.
Do you think it's still worth investing in?
Yeah, especially if they win the lawsuit, which my opinion is that they're in a favorable position for that.
Too.
Yeah.
Definition of a security: if an investment of money is made in a business with the expectation of profit to come through the efforts of someone other than the investor, it is considered a security. So we'll see what they decide. It's been in court for a long time.
It has
now,
yeah.
So correct me if I'm wrong. So one of the biggest benefits of XRP is global transactions, right?
Yeah, that's why they got involved with MoneyGram, quick transactions at a low cost.
It would actually be useful for me being a true American, and by that I mean immigrant.
True,
all immigrants.
Since I send money back wherever it came from. So, but do you think that that's going to be a competition of the dollar, another competition for the dollar?
The dollar has so much competition already.
Yeah.
I mean, the dollar's in trouble. We know that. No, I mean, I think whatever the base is, it has to move into something still. You know, that's the one thing the dollar has going for it is still the two things that, and as much as I, have been saying we've been having problems as a country and our financial institutions, the new currency we have to go to has to be better than the dollar, and we have to have adoption too. So that's the one thing sort of that we have as a benefit to us as a country in the U.S. currency. But ultimately what I think is that Ripple's case, a lot of people are waiting for this case to open up. They think that the price is going to skyrocket. Time will tell. It'll be interesting to see, but there are coins that can be traded very easily. We talked about a few of them today. So, obviously great to have you guys here. Really fun to talk about these altcoins and kind of speak off the cuff. And just another great episode of Millionaire Tips with Guy and Johnny. And we'll be back next time with more to talk about.